Hi, I'm doing chapter 15, the juvenile justice process. So, entry into the system, perception and tolerance level vary from area to area, neighborhood to neighborhood. It was noted earlier that crime actually committed far outnumbered don't get reported to the police. So, when we are invoking a juvenile into the justice process, there's a few steps that are taken. So once the juvenile misconduct has been brought to the attention of the authorities, usually the police, the next step is what they do is they decide to investigate, to arrest, and to process the crime. But in all states, the taking of a juvenile into custody requires compliance with the constitutional man, including probable cause requirement and the administration of the Miranda warning. After an arrest or detention, usually by a patrol officer, the juvenile is ordained, handed over to the juvenile of certainty, a member of a specifically trained police unit. They may decide to release. They might decide to release the juvenile to their parents, or their parents will be called into the station to help discuss the matter. When they process the youngster as an adult offender and take him or her before arrest appearance to choose a juvenile path and take the suspect before a juvenile court judge or to deal with the case in a less formal matter. Juvenile court judges have a broad distinction in making these decisions. So, adjudication. So, adjudicatory hearing is equivalent to a trial in criminal court. The juvenile is entitled nearly of all the procedural guarantees that protects an adult charged with a crime. In the adjudicatory hearing, the juvenile court judge must decide whether the facts warrant a decision in accordance with the petition. In order not to put a stigma on the individuals with the label of a delinquent, some states have created categories such as persons in need of supervision, which are PINs, juveniles in need of supervision, children in need of supervision, or dependent and neglected children, all of which have a simple become new labels. And the reason being is because once a person sees themselves as a delinquent and they are labeled as a delinquent, they will start acting like a delinquent. It's part of the self-fulfilling prophecy. If someone tells them that they are delinquent and they are seen as a delinquent in society and those around them, they will eventually begin to play that role. Next is the dispository hearing. So the juvenile court judge must reconcile the child's interest with society's interest in being protected from dangers and disruptive persons. So in choosing a disposition, juvenile court judges have broad distinction than criminal court judges. The judge may choose probation with numerous conditions committed to an individual's correctional facility, reinstitution, or fines. And it's just to help the juvenile see the consequences that can occur because of their actions. So in juvenile corrections, the juvenile court may decide that the only option is to place the juvenile in an institution. Juvenile facilities range from serene campus-like complex with understanding councils and person-like establishments. So criminologists have argued that incarceration of juveniles will do more harm than good unless the conditions of detention are radically reformed and the population is kept at a minimum through reduced admissions. So, diversion out of the juvenile system. This is a general agreement that our juvenile justice system is far from perfect, but that the improving it within reach. The real problem here, however, is not necessarily in the juvenile justice system itself, but rather in the social and economic conditions that precede delinquency in a rest place. Reforms, therefore, must be aimed primarily at the root cause of delinquency. Overall, the juvenile system is slowly improving to help those juveniles that are already in the court system to help them come out and be able to socialize as well. Thank you.